My name is Lashawnda Smith, and I am the host for the First Year Business Podcast. I created this podcast so it can be used as a tool to help guide you through your first year in business. I will talk about the struggles, the tips, the do's, the don'ts, the highs, and the lows. You name it. So, grab a glass of wine, get relaxed, maybe get a pen and paper so you can take notes, and I hope you enjoy today's show. Welcome to episode 8 of the First Year Business Podcast. The First Year Business Podcast. My name is Lashawnda Smith, aka the First Year Business Coach, and I am your host. We are on episode 8, guys, and we are almost at the end of the year. Let's just start there. We're almost at the end of the year, and boy, did 2021 speed by. It seemed like 2020 came to a complete halt, and 2021 was like, oh, you giving me the baton? It was just gone. Like, it's crazy. We are at the end of the year, and I'm not going to lie, I'm borderline kind of excited. I love the New Year's, but today I wanted to talk to you guys about goal pushing. You have been there. I have been there. We all have been there. Are you pushing your business goals to next year again? Is that because I know that we have these goals that we be writing down, New Year's resolutions, new goals, new year, new me. Okay, I'm going to do right this time. And at the end of this December, it starts hitting you when you realize, like, dang, I still ain't hit that goal yet. And it could be depressing. And in a previous episode, I talked about depression. So business depression. And if you feel like you are dealing with business depression, then go back to the previous episode. I can't remember what episode number it is, but I did talk about how to get out of business depression, because in December, you start having a lot of emotions going on up in there. And you start realizing, like, dang, it's December. Like, I may not hit that goal that I just knew I was going to hit in January. And if I'm talking about you, if this is what you're feeling like right now, then this episode is for you. Okay? We gonna get you together, because I'm not gonna lie, don't feel bad. I ain't hit all my goals this year. I did some good stuff, but I ain't do some of the stuff that I thought I was gonna do. And this is the time to kind of reflect, to prepare, to pivot, to see what you need to work on, to change whatever it is that you feel like you need to change. And if this is the same goal that you haven't hit, and it's like, I don't know what my hair is doing. Hold on. If you're watching the video version on YouTube, then you'll see I keep like fiddling with my hair, and it's because I see like some frizz, and I'm like, what's going on? But I fixed it. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah. If you're like on 3 or 4 with switching your goal to the new year again, then we need to get you together, okay? Because it's one thing to have to, push your goal over to the new year, but it's another thing when for some reason you're just still not hitting it. And again, don't feel bad, because I have certain goals that I have been pushing for year after year. I just don't want you to become discouraged and stay in that point of disappointment because you haven't hit that goal. For one, you need to reevaluate your goals. This is the first thing that I do if I realize I'm not hitting my goals. Like, okay, let me look at my goals and let me kind of break it down. First thing you want to ask yourself when you reevaluate your goals is, was this goal realistic? And if it was realistic or not. You know if it's realistic or not, because I know for me, I'm very ambitious. I'm so ambitious. I will be like, I'm going to hit a million subscribers by the end of this year. And I have like 0 subscribers, like when I say that. But I'm very ambitious, and I believe in myself so much. I will have these ambitious goals, and then I don't hit them. And then I'll be like, dang. So the very first thing I want you to do is ask yourself, were they realistic? Were they goals that would really require a whole different version of you, that would really require a lot more than what you actually put out to do it? And is it like, would it really have happened? Really? Because a lot of the times some of our goals be unrealistic and you just be like, okay, maybe I did set the bar really high on that one. And then the second thing you need to ask is, why didn't you hit them? Like, was it a you thing? Was it a resource thing? Was it a financial thing? Was it a lack of resources, lack of people? What was the main reason why you didn't hit that goal? You really need to figure that out, because if it was a you thing, if it was a mental block or a limited belief or something that you were doing to self-sabotage you hitting that goal, you really need to figure out the deep roots to why this goal is not being reachable for you. And once you do that, then that's going to allow you to reevaluate your goal better, because you know if it is you, then you need to work on yourself in order for you to even think about hitting that goal. Like you need to be thinking about you and what you need to do, who you need to talk to, what mentor you need to get, what book you need to read to get out of your own head. Because it doesn't matter how obtainable the goal is, if you're spinning your wheels because you're stuck in your head, you're not going to hit that goal regardless. And then after you do those things, you want to reflect. You want to reflect on what keeps happening that's keeping you from hitting these goals. Like, are you putting too much on your plate? Are you getting stuck with all of these different things that you need to do, and then you're putting that goal off on your back burner? Like, what's happening that's causing you not to reach your goal? Are you putting everything ahead of that goal? Are you sacrificing what needs to be sacrificed in order for you to work towards that goal? Do you have a plan towards hitting that goal? Whatever the case may be, you need to figure out what's happening, what's getting in the way. Are your kids getting in the way of you hitting that goal? Is your parents or your job getting in the way of you hitting that goal? You need to figure out what it is so that you can learn how to move accordingly. Because if you need to change or pivot your goal, you need to know what you need to move in order for it to become realistic for you to hit, and in order for it to become obtainable for you to hit regardless of your circumstance. Because a lot of the times you can't change your circumstance. If you ain't been hitting your goal because you got kids, then you need to change the goal. You need to change the goal because your kids ain't going nowhere, okay? And maybe in order for you to even entertain hitting that goal, maybe you need to get a babysitter. Maybe you need to wake up earlier before your kids. That's what I did. I wasn't hitting the goal of pushing my business forward fast enough or at the pace that I needed to push my business at, because I was trying to give my business the leftover crumbs of my day. I was known as being a night owl. I stay up at night when the kids go down. That's when I get up or wake up and be ready to do my stuff. And I couldn't get my stuff done. Like I was drained. I was tired. And it took for me to start getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning and going to bed at 10 o'clock at night for me to really start pushing my business forward the way I needed to. That was a sacrifice that I needed to make in order for me to obtain the goal that I wanted to obtain. And I've already started to see the results from that because my kids ain't going nowhere. I homeschool during the day. I'm sorry, guys. This is like really bothering me. If you're on the audio, don't worry about it. I'm just, my hair, like I'm looking at myself in the video. Okay, I think it's fixed for real this time. Hold on. Okay. Right? That looks good? Okay. I get distracted so easily. But my kids ain't going nowhere. I homeschool during the day. And if I homeschool during the day, I can't do my business during the day. So I really had a couple of hours to get my stuff done, and it wasn't enough. I wasn't, homeschooling is draining. Like, it's fun for me, but it's draining because you're literally having to help them when they need help. You're having to teach them. You're having to do this whole process. It's basically like a job, and then you got to do household stuff. You got to wash dishes, wash clothes, put clothes up, all of that. And then at the end, you got to make sure the kids take a bath, do this, make sure they eat. And now they're finally ready to go to bed. Got to spend time with your boyfriend, have a boyfriend, You know, he won't spend time. He done got off work now. He ready to spend time. So I got to spend time with him. And then by the time I get to my business, I'm like, whew, this is the tide. So I had to make that change. And you need to figure out what change you need to make in order for you to do better next year. So that's a really big one. And then you don't feel bad. That's the biggest thing. Don't feel bad, because the good thing is that you at least have goals that you're trying to hit. Some people don't even have goals. They don't even have no blueprint, they have no structure as to what they're working towards. They're literally just getting up and seeing how the day gonna treat them today. So the fact that you have goals, you're already ahead of so many people. And keep the goal, but if you need to allow yourself more time to hit that goal, that's okay. Don't worry about you hitting the goal next year. Don't go into the next year like, especially if it's a financial goal, because financial goals can really hit you hard if you have a number and you're not putting yourself in a position to be able to hit that number. I feel like we set high financial goals and we don't make the investment to position ourselves to hit that financial goal. That's one thing that I realized this year that I was doing. I realized that the goal financially that I was trying to hit, I'm going to need help from someone of a higher level to be able to get me to that goal. And I have to accept that. Now, if I hit it on my own, it's great. But hitting it on my own, I'm going to have to give myself more time to do trial and error. I'm going to have to make mistakes. I'm going to have to figure it out. And it's going to take a longer way. And I ain't trying to take the long way. So at this point, I'm like, the moment I get the ability to invest to hit this goal, I'm going to do it. Because I realize that there's something that I'm missing that these other people know that is keeping me from hitting my goal. So that's all I have for you today. This is going to be a short podcast episode. I want you to still make sure that you are doing the best that you can do. Give yourself 100%. Give your goals 100% of you. You need to make sure that you create some type of business routine where you are putting a certain amount of time a day towards hitting your goals. If you feel like you need more help with that, let me know in the comments below. If you're on YouTube, let me know, because I would love to make some videos on this over on my future YouTube channel. A little plug there. My first year business coach page, or the first year coach page, is not going to have business on there. But let me know in the comment section below if you had a goal that you are pushing over to the next year, and it's like the second or third time that you've had to push it. Let me know what that goal is. But like I said, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope that this episode was helpful in any kind of way. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.